Hello viewers, welcome again to example 5 on the addition and subtraction of said that I started with you in the previous videos. In the previous videos, we started learning about addition and subtraction of said, and we've done a detailed explanation on what it means to add and subtract said, and also we've solved many examples on it as well in the previous videos, and I hope you all understood it and you enjoyed the lesson as well. This is a continuation to solve another example with you. Okay, so this is example 5. It means we've already done example 1, 2, 3 and 4 in the previous videos. Okay, so I will advise you to watch the previous videos because they lay the foundation. Okay, so you need to get the knowledge on what we've done in the previous videos to be able to handle this session as well. Okay, as I said, this is just a continuation to solve another example with you. Okay, so please do well to watch the previous videos that I've done on the set, okay, from the beginning, so that you can get the foundation and the understanding to be able to handle this session as well. And please do well to like the videos and share them after watching. And if you are watching for the first time, please do well to follow the page as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and handle the example 5 that I have on the board. So example 5, it says simplify square root of 72 minus 4 root 8 minus square root of 200. Okay, so I'm going to write my solution, okay, then I'm going to repeat the question. So I have square root of 72 minus 4 root 8 minus square root of 200. Okay, we have to simplify this one. Okay, and we've learned under the addition and subtraction of said that we can only add like terms and we can only subtract like terms. Okay, under the addition and subtraction of said, we can only add like terms and we can only subtract like terms. Okay, looking at the question we have here, there isn't any like terms. Okay, check, we have square root of 72, this one is 4 root 8 and this one is square root of 200. There isn't any like terms to add or subtract. Okay, so with this, what we are going to do is that we are going to simplify each term, okay, in the question. Okay, so when we take the square root of 72, we are going to simplify it. I've taught you simplification of said in the previous video, so we are going to apply that knowledge here. Okay, so the square root of 72, we are going to simplify it using the knowledge that we've had on the simplification of said. Okay, and also the square root of the 8, also square root of 8, we are going to simplify it as well. Okay, and square root of 200, we are going to simplify it as well using the knowledge that we've had on simplification of said. Okay, so we are going to simplify each term here. Then after, we will see that there will be like terms for us to group and simplify further. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with the square root of 72. Okay, so for us to simplify the square root of 72, we look for two numbers that can multiply to give back the 72, but those two numbers, one of it needs to be a perfect square. Okay, and I've explained what a perfect square is to you in the previous videos. Okay, we've done a lot of explanation on simplification of said in the previous video, so we are applying that knowledge here. Okay, so I'm going to repeat it again. The square root of 72, for us to simplify, we look for two numbers that can multiply to give the 72, but those two numbers, one of it needs to be a perfect square. Okay, so the two numbers that come in mind will be 36 times 2. Okay, you know that 36 times 2 gives 72. Okay, and the 36 is a perfect square. Or you can also choose to use 9 times 8. 9 times 8 gives 72, and the 9 is a perfect square. Okay, so you can use that one. Just that there's 8, the square root of 8 that you get in it, you have to reduce it again. Okay, so I will choose to use the 36 times 2 or the 9 times the 8. Any of it, you get the same answer. Okay, so the square root of 72, to simplify it, I'm going to use two numbers that can multiply to give the 72, but the two numbers, one of it needs to be a perfect square. Okay, and we've established that we can use 2 times 36 or 8 times 9. Okay, so using 8 times 9, the 9 is a perfect square, so you can use it. The two numbers, one of it needs to be a perfect square, so the 8 times 9, the 9 is a perfect square, so you can use 8 times 9, or you can use 2 times 36. Okay, the 2 times 36, the 36 is a perfect square, so you can use the 2 times the 36 as well. Any of it you use, you get the same answer. I will choose to use the 36 times the 2, okay, or 2 times 36, because that one is much simple, okay, for us. Okay, so let's go ahead. So I'll repeat my square root sign, which is here, and in place of the 72, I'm going to write 36 times 2, okay, or 2 times 36 is the same thing. Then bring your minus, which is here, bring your 4, which is here. Then the square root of the 8, also we are going to simplify it. We are going to look for two numbers that can multiply to give back the 8, but those two numbers, one of it have to be a perfect square. Okay, so the two numbers that come in mind will be 2 times 4. 2 times 4 gives 8, and the 4 is a perfect square. Okay, now look at something here. The 4 here is multiplying the square root of 8, okay, and we have to simplify the square root of 8. So the best thing to do is that put it into brackets. Okay, so write your minus is here, your 4 is here, then you bring a bracket, okay, so that I don't get confused. Then bring your square root of now the 8, we are going to replace it with the two numbers we've agreed on, which is 4 times 2. Okay, the 4 is a perfect square. Okay, so I'm going to replace the 8 by 4 times 2, or 2 times 4 is the same thing. Then you close your bracket, bring your minus sign, which is here. Then the square root of 200 also, we are going to simplify it. So we are going to look for two numbers that can multiply to give you back the 200. Okay, but one of it have to be a perfect square. Okay, again, we are going to look for two numbers that can multiply to give you back the 200. Okay, but one of the numbers needs to be a perfect square. Okay, and you can think of 2 times 100. Okay, 2 times 100 is simple to use. I know there are other two numbers you can use which has one of it to be a perfect square, but using 2 times 100 is very simple. Okay, so 2 times 100 gives the 200, and the 100 is a perfect square. Okay, so in place of the 200, I'm going to put 100 times 2, or 2 times 100 is the same thing. Okay, I hope you understand the explanation up to this point. So let's continue. Now we've explained that from the previous videos that the square root sign affects everything down here. So the square root sign will affect the 36 and also affect the 2. Okay, so we can write it as square root of 36 times square root of 2. I hope you agree with me up to this point. Okay, so you can separate them as square root of 36. You bring your times, which is here, and square root of 2 as well, because the square root affects everything down here. Okay, bring your minus sign, which is here. Okay, so your minus, and you repeat your 4, which is here. Bring your bracket. Don't rush it. Just take your time. Okay, so our minus is there. Repeat it. The 4 is there. Your bracket. Bring your bracket. Now the square root of 4 times 2, you know that the square root affects everything down here. So we are going to separate it. We are going to write it as square root of 4 times square root of 2. Okay, as we did with this one. Okay, so it's going to be square root of 4 times square root of 2. Then you close your bracket. Then you bring your minus, which is here. Now the square root of 100 times 2 also, we know that the square root sign affects everything down there. So the square root affects the 100 and also affects the 2. So we can write it as square root of 100 times square root of 2. Okay, and I hope you understand up to this point. Now let's go ahead and simplify further. The square root of 36, we know the answer to be 6. Okay, square root of 36 is 6. So you write your 6 here times the square root of 2. Because we will not get a whole number as an answer for square root of 2, you just need to repeat your square root of 2 back. Okay, so you bring your square root of 2, then minus, you repeat your 4, which is here, bring your bracket, then square root of 4, we know that it is 2, so you bring your 2 times. Now the square root of 2, we know that you will not get a whole number as an answer for it. So just repeat your square root of 2, which is there. Okay, then you close your bracket, minus the square root of 100, we know the answer to be 10. So you bring your 10 here. Okay, so square root of 100 is 10. bring your minus, square root of 100 is 10. Then times square root of 2, you have to repeat your square root of 2 because you will not get a whole number as an answer for square root of 2. So just repeat it. Okay, now let's simplify further. 6 times root 2, it will give you 6 root 2. And I've explained this a lot in the previous videos, how we conduct the multiplication. Okay, so let's continue. So bring your minus 4, which is here, bring your bracket, and let's simplify what is in the bracket. 2 times root 2, it will give 2 root 2. Okay, then you close your bracket. Minus, bring your minus, which is here. So the minus is the repeated. 10 times root 2, it gives the 10 root 2. Okay, or minus 10 times root 2 minus 10 root 2, the same thing. Okay, so this is how to go about it. Now from here, we can still go ahead and simplify further by moving this bracket. Okay, so let's deal with this bracket. So I'll repeat my 6 root 2 that I have here. Okay, now minus 4 times 2 root 2, it will give minus 8 root 2. And I hope you agree with me, because this minus 4 multiplies the coefficient of this root 2. That's how the multiplication is done. Okay, because this one doesn't have any square root sign, how it multiplies this one, which has a square root sign, is that it will multiply the coefficient of it. So this root 2, the coefficient is 2. And so this minus 4 times the 2 root 2, the minus 4 will multiply the coefficient of the root 2, which is this 2. So minus 4 times 2 gives minus 8, then times the root 2. So minus 8 root 2. That's how you conduct the multiplication. Okay, then bring your minus 10 root 2, which is here. I hope you understand the explanation up to this point. From this point, you can see that they are like terms. We have like terms there. Okay, because this is 6 root 2. Okay, this is 8 root 2, and this is 10 root 2. This contains root 2, this also contains root 2, this also contains root 2. Okay, so root 2, so they are like terms, so we can simplify. Okay, so let's do the first one. We are going to do the 6 root 2 minus 8 root 2. The answer we get, then we join it with this last one. Okay, then we'll get the final answer. Okay, so let's go ahead. So the 6 root 2 minus 8 root 2 is going to give me minus 2 root 2, and I hope you agree with me. Okay, because we deal with the coefficient, we've done addition and subtraction of sets, so we are applying that knowledge here. Okay, so we deal with the coefficient. 6 minus 8 gives minus 2, so minus 2 root 2. You just deal with the coefficient, then pick one of the root 2 and attach it to it. Okay, then let's bring the minus 10 root 2 that we have here. Okay, so this 2, that's what we did for us to get the minus 2 root 2. So 6 root 2 minus 8 root 2, it gives the minus 2 root 2. Then you bring your minus 10 root 2, which is here. Okay, please hope the explanation is clear enough and you understand it as well. So let's go ahead and simplify and get our final answer, because these are like terms. This one has root 2, this also has root 2, so we can simplify further. Okay, so this one will give me, let me continue from here. Okay, so I believe I can continue from this side. Okay, so I have minus 2 root 2 minus 10 root 2. Okay, I hope you can see. Okay, so from here, I'm continuing from this side. Okay, so minus 2 root 2 minus 10 root 2. So again, the same process, we deal with the coefficient. So it's going to be minus 2 minus 10. Minus 2 minus 10 gives minus 12. So we are going to get minus 12 root 2. Okay, so you deal with the coefficient and just take one of the root 2 and attach to it. So minus 2 root 2 minus 10 root 2 is going to give us minus 12 root 2. And this is the final answer for simplifying this question on the board, which is square root of 72 minus square root of minus 4 root 8 minus square root of 200. Okay, if you type everything on the calculator will give you a straight answer, which is minus 12 root 2. So you can check that and see. Okay, so this is the process to go through to arrive at that answer, and I hope the explanation was clear enough and you understood it as well. Please don't forget to like the videos and also share them as well. I'll see you again in another video whilst we handle another subtopic under the SURD. Okay, this is addition and subtraction of SURD, so we are going to handle another topic under the SURD. Okay, so Be expectant. Bye bye.